Alright, so a lot of people seem to be confused lately on the status of Steven Universe Future. What's to come next for the television series? If there even is a next. Spoiler alert, there is. But some people seem to be under the impression that there's more to come this week, while others think the other 10 episodes that just aired were all that we're ever going to get. After all, it's a limited series, right? Why wouldn't it be 10 episodes like Over the Garden Wall, Along with the Royals, and Infinity Train? Oh wait, that's a full-length series. It's just an anthology. No one could have predicted that. So today we're going to discuss the future of Steven Universe Future. Answer all the burning questions you may have pertaining to the series, such as, how much left is there? When will Future return? And probably the most pressing question of all, why aren't you subscribed yet? Jokes, but let's get you some answers. So as I mentioned earlier, Steven Universe Future is on a hiatus. But if you're new around these parts, you might be wondering, what is a hiatus? Well, hiatuses are defined as a pause or gap in the sequence, series, or process. Pretty simple to apply to television. A gap between episodes, usually a seasonal break. You know, those summer months where the only few shows on cable that you still watch are on break, and you have to resort to binging every single Netflix original that you neglected, only for the show you adore to return in fall. Or maybe the show you're watching is taking a break for the holidays. Typically, a lot of shows on cable have a winter finale, allowing for ratings to chill for a little bit while everyone's out spending time with their family and friends, or glued to their computer monitor or television playing video games, hibernating, watching anime, or maybe even making YouTube videos. Crazy concept! But when it comes to modern animation, the art of a hiatus is a little bit different. You see, instead of cartoons just beginning in fall, taking a mid-winter break, then coming back, maybe taking some time off for the summer or only running in summer, most shows, mainly on Cartoon Network and Disney Channel, tend to just air whenever the hell they want. Maybe a bunch of them will air in a bomb format. Multiple episodes over a week or two, viewers consume them, they're happy for about a few minutes, and then they realize, wait a minute, we just had like 2 months of content in a matter of days. Why did they do that? And then the big head honchos in charge of scheduling lay out a bunch of dates on a dartboard, and with a few sly flicks of the wrist, they'll settle return dates that we won't know publicly until a few months down the road. Pretty neat, right? Alright, I am exaggerating a little bit. There's definitely a method to the hiatus madness. After a while, you can identify the patterns and try to figure out when these shows will return next. And Disney's been switching over to weekly premieres, so that's pretty tight. So that likely takes you to the question, how long do these hiatuses last? Well, again, if you keep track of the patterns, you may notice that these shows tend to go on break for in between 2 or 4 months, allowing episodes to be released quarterly. I'm talking winter, spring, summer, and fall. Though again, for the holidays, television usually takes a break and chill. But not Steven Universe. That being said, there usually are press releases for what Cartoon Network has for the upcoming month. And for January, Steven Universe Future had no premieres in sight, which broke the streak of having at least one January premiere for the last few years. 2016, we had Steven's Birthday Bomb. 2017, we had the Zoo Arc, aka Steven Universe Out of This World. 2018, we had Steven Universe Stranded. And 2019, we had the conclusion of Diamond Days, accumulating in the series finale, Steven Universe Change Your Mind. But you know how Change Your Mind wasn't indicated at all to be the series finale of the original Steven Universe? Yeah, that's because when it boils down between hiatuses and shows ending, as we previously touched on, Cartoon Network doesn't really communicate all that well with fans, which creates a lot of the confusion we're in now. So if I had to guess, Steven Universe Future may be taking a 2 or 3 month break. A February return is possible, but if I had to go off previous patterns, I think March is a big maybe, but the month of April is very likely, with premieres of the show more often than not running into May. But if Cartoon Network wants to really blue balls us, which there's not much of this epilogue left, we'll touch on that in a moment, so they very well could, a summer return is very likely. Episodes starting back up in June or July. July being San Diego Comic-Con, where Cartoon Network always has a presence, so I'm not sure if they want to end the Steven Universe television series completely before the big event. Alright, we got the hiatus figured out, we have potential return dates, now let's dig in a little bit more on episodes. So there are more. Again, I get it's confusing, but this really isn't the biggest mystery, considering the pink, white diamond, and giant wormy boy, who I also think is a dragon, have yet to appear in future, alongside various plot points introduced in the epilogue, not yet having a complete resolution. And that bopping end credits theme being human, that's not finished yet, and it likely won't be until the series finale. How many more episodes are left? And this is where we need to have a hard chat. Keep in mind, none of this is confirmed, but I also don't want anybody to get their hopes up, even for what the Steven Universe standard was. You see, some people have the idea that Steven Universe Future is going to be much longer than a normal season, ending with an episode count that's in the 30s, 40s, or even 50s. I know at one point online it was circulating that Steven Universe Future would have an episode count of 52 segments, but that was sourced to Hulu, which pulled that number from season 1 of the original series. And of course, they wouldn't have all episodes of Steven Universe Future loaded up on their service anyways. Now, the average episode count for Steven Universe after season 1 was around 26 episodes. Seasons 2, 3, and 4 are around 26. Really, seasons 2, 3, and 4 are 25, due to 2 volumes of shorts taking up an entire production episode each, and I believe the extended half-hour episodes Bismuth and Gem Harvest actually eat up 2 episodes in production. On the other hand, season 5 actually has 32 episodes. Way back when all of these seasons were announced together, it was assumed season 5 would be 26, as originally the show was renewed for 2 more seasons, each consisting of 52 episodes, aka 26 per season after they were split up, but I'm assuming since at the time they weren't sure season 5 was going to be the final season, they were able to get an order of 6 additional episodes to round out the story. Of course, if you look at it, it may be more of 28 or 29 due to Change Your Mind being an hour long and Reunited being a half hour, but in terms of production, these are 32 11-minute segments. And this is where the bad news comes in. I don't think Steven Universe Future is going to be 26 episodes. You see, a season total of 26 episodes seemed to be the Cartoon Network standard for a second. Although at one point it seemed to be 40 episodes, as evident with Regular Show and OKKO Season 2. But if you look at all Cartoon Network shows across the board now, 20 has become the golden standard. Infinity Train, picked up for 20 episodes, split into books 1 and 2. Summer Camp Island, both 2 seasons of the show that are currently available are, you guessed it, 20 episodes. The Ben 10 reboot has had 40 episodes per season, but considering how they've been spacing out the 3rd season, I'm assuming the 4th, which could also be its final, may also fall under 20 episodes. Even Adventure Time Distant Lands, which was announced as 4-hour-long specials, is actually more than likely, again, 20 11-minute segments. Cause 4 specials, each an hour long, I'm sure because HBO Max lacks commercials, they're actually gonna be more around 55 minutes or so. Divide 55 by 11, you have 5, multiply that by the 4 specials, you get 20. Considering Steven Universe Future began production around fall of 2018, just like right on the heels of the end of summer, I'm assuming it got greenlit around the time Cartoon Network picked up 20 episode seasons. And isn't it odd Steven Universe Future aired 10 episodes, half of 20, and then decided to dip out? Like Little Graduation and Prickly Pear were great, but did they really seem like episodes to begin a hiatus on? Actually maybe, I don't know. Our episode count is likely between 20 and 26. Now to everyone's credit hoping for more than 20 episodes, series such as Craig of the Creek and Mau Mau have seasons that are way longer than 20. But if you're hoping Cartoon Network themselves are going to officially address this, well, I can dream and it'd be a delightful surprise. Nope. They haven't really given us episode counts of shows for a very long time. The only thing I can think of off the top of my head is like, I don't know, Total Dramarama, which is an import in the first place. Our best hope at definitively seeing how many episodes of Steven Universe Future are left is if someone reveals an intended watch order list, with the final episode titles covered up, just like how Toby Jones kind of low-key broke the news of OKKO Season 3 being 20 episodes in the exact same fashion. Again, 26 episodes could be a possibility, it is Steven Universe after all, but at the same time, it's Steven Universe. The show that potentially lost its funding because they stuck to their guns and had Ruby and Sapphire getting married. Don't believe me on the whole funding part, understandable, but roll the clip.
Is it true you were willing to quit at CN to try and get Ruby and Sapphire's wedding episode made? This is a complicated answer, and I would like to set the record straight on this. In no world would I ever quit Steven. I care about Steven Universe too much, and I never said that I would quit. The situation that I was in was that a lot of our funding was coming from international, and so because I was pitching material that they would not be able to air in some of the most conservative countries in the world, I was getting notes from those countries, and I was also getting funding from those countries. So what they told me is, if you're going to do this, you may not necessarily be able to continue making the show because that funding will no longer exist. So I had to make the choice, do I let the show cease to exist but do this, or do I not do this and the show might run longer? And I chose to tell the truth, and we survived, so that's what
Now keep in mind, doesn't mean there's no room for any specials, any half hours. Again, OKKO Season 3 was 20 episodes, but its second to last one, Let's Fight to the End, was actually an extended half-hour episode, or really 22 minutes, but you guys get the idea. So I have no doubts that Steven Universe could have just as much legroom, that they were able to convince the network to get another half-hour special, and I wouldn't even be surprised if the conclusion was an hour long, but I do believe that's wishful thinking. At this point, you could also be wondering, is there going to be another season of Steven Universe Future? And to that, flat out, I'm gonna say no. It's called a limited epilogue series. Whatever we get of this one season is all she wrote for Future. So if you want the epilogue to just feel a little bit longer, you can consider these first 10 episodes as season 1, and what comes next is season 2. However, your final question is likely, could there be any more installments in the Steven Universe franchise after Future? And to that, I would say yes, almost a guarantee. Whether if it's in comics, which Rebecca Sugar kind of hinted at, another television movie, which the marketing hinted at by referring to Steven Universe the movie as the first movie, and maybe even specials or additional seasons on HBO Max under a new title after Future, which means a new shirt clothing for Steven because you have to have that brand recognizability. Whatever lies in store for Steven, I'm ready to help this series go out with a bang. We're going to go in with the content, and you should be very excited. Just stop using our thumbnails as fake leaks. But as always, I want to know what you guys think. What are your thoughts on the future of Steven Universe Future? Let us know in the comments below, or tweet your thoughts at RoundtableVids. And for more of my own thoughts, you can find me at ARTWITHKODA. We are also on Instagram. Special thanks to ARTWITHKODA for creating an awesome thumbnail. For more of his wonderful art, you can find him on Tumblr and Instagram at ARTWITHKODA, and subscribe to his YouTube channel. Link down below in the description. Help Roundtable grow by either becoming a member of this channel or supporting us over at Patreon. Link in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please sort of like and subscribe to the Roundtable for more great cartoon content. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have an awesome day. ARTWITHKODA signing out.